I've got some bad news for you, buddy.
Yeah, you're not going to
Blake.
paint that model.
I went to build the model. I went to find the model and to build it and paint it. But there's a piece on the sprue that's missing. So you're muted.
What are we going to do about that,
buddy? Well, I mean, we got some options.
Okay.
I was looking for, because sometimes unscrupulous people on the internet,
just trying to play 40K.
I know, dude. That was a great visual gag. There's people who will do the scans and then they can give you the pieces files, because sometimes you lose a piece and you just want that one piece to complete the model.
Yeah.
And there's no point of buying another model, because then you just have the model. You throw away this other one.
What are you missing?
Anyways, so there's an arm that's holding the thing that he Crozarius, maybe. I don't remember what it's called.
It's something with a C.
Crucible. The Cruxus.
The flux capacitor.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. And it's just that one piece is missing. It's really upsetting me because I thought I had it complete. Unless maybe in there could be a chaplain somewhere that's an older version I might have picked up in trades. So I'm going to look in my garage. But you might just have to.
I just wanted a Primaris chaplain.
I know. You might have to buy one and I'll paint it for you. That's the other way to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's my first solution was maybe I just got to go buy it. Head on over to the Warhammer store.
You know what? Go to Warpack Games, and then you could use a table after you buy it. Welcome to Life After the Cover Save. This is episode 353. I am RoboEd, and with me is Blake.
Hey, guys.
And Travis.
This is Sparta, episode 353.
Is this 353?
353.
Wow.
353.
Yeah.
That's an 11.
Okay. Dude, Blake, you're slipping.
Nah. I've trained the people.
Uh-huh.
Now they do the work.
That's 11, which is actually a 2.
That's right.
Well, maybe I
1 and 1 is 2.
Which is divine. It's a divine number.
That's 3, but we're off to a good start.
1 and 1 is a 2. 11. A 1 plus 1 is a 2.
3 is the holy number.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. No matter.
That's not how I roll. I don't believe in the Holy Spirit.
Oh.
New Pope, guys.
I only believe in flesh gods.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's a real good name for a band.
Flesh gods.
Flesh gods.
That was the name of my band in college.
Okay, I'm trying to start this fucking thing up.
That was the name of my band in elementary school. All right. In this episode, we're going to check in on our hobby commitments because we didn't do it last week. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that's one thing, Travis. You're right. Keep track. We are also going to have a discussion about Warhammer 40K Crusade. Okay, that's number 2. Then we're going to move from there into something we have done in the past. We're going to look at some new releases. Okay, some upcoming releases. And if there's time, because that's already a lot, we're going to introduce Blake's stories from the Sleepy Sector. Okay.
Excellent.
And finally, in life after the cover save, we're going to attempt to produce a commercial for Table War Charities. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And before we get started,
we're doing it live.
Yeah, I wanted just to briefly talk about our Patreon, okay? Because we have some new members.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. So, let me just...
I hope they enjoyed that dwarf miniature.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you better go back.
Blake's going to pull up his reviews.
Oh, I am?
I'm gonna welcome some new members, and then Travis is going to read some comments that we only see on Patreon. Okay, so here we go. Don't worry, Travis. I got you. Deer in headlights. Okay, new members. Number 1, we have Matt Anderson. Anderson. Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
We got James Peterman.
James Peterman.
Hey,
Yep.
JP.
James Peterman. Thank you.
Thanks,
That's
JP.
right. Then we have, last but not least, Alexei Gumlin. He started out in the $3 tier, but he quickly realizes where he needed to be and bumped up.
He's
to
a
the
real
D10
one.
tier.
Yeah,
they are a real one.
He quickly realized that $3 gets you nothing.
No, I mean you do get some good stuff.
Yeah,
Not
but
the
if
best
you want
stuff.
not the best stuff, exactly. Yeah.
Thank you,
So
guys.
Blake, you have some reviews, buddy?
Yeah, you know what? Hey, this one's from 2020.
All right.
TCAM. Great podcast. Brent from Goobertown Hobbies put me onto these guys. Very funny. We got one from Poop
Thanks, Brent.
Feast. Yeah, thanks, Brent. Poop Feast 220. No, yeah, Poop Feast 220. LATCS is just fun. It's a comedy gaming podcast, but if Blake and Ed were into lawn care or real crime mysteries, it would be just as funny. Their good-hearted nature shines through, and everyone I share this with smiles. Hey. We got London Lifer. I'm a lifer for life. You know what? I bet you that is that John?
Johnny?
Johnny
on the spot?
London Lifer, I think. I have listened to these audio clowns for 5 years, and they never cease to amaze me. Tune in to be tickled by these self-deprecating, lighthearted, mind-expanding banter, and listen to two awesome dudes talking around all things geeky and interviewing hobby influencers. If you're not of the physical prowess to practice Kundalini yoga, then LATCS is a fantastic alternative. Do something great with your life. Download LATCS today. Boom, 5 stars. London Lifer. Yeah, that's Johnny, by the way. I think that's pretty sure that's Johnny.
That's a London Lifer there.
I reached out to him recently. I haven't heard back. I'm a little sad. Maybe he's off Facebook. Maybe.
Yeah. Filthy. 5 stars. These are just words. No judgments. No judgments here. Thank you, Orangish. Mission accomplished.
That was the Fantastic 15. What was that?
Yeah.
The Not
Filthy
So
15.
Dirty Dozen.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's a classic age.
I remember that. These are comments that we had on our last episode.
Well, one was a little bit before.
Okay.
But you know,
we have an answer for this one. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got the Warrior Pair. A couple episodes back, he posted a Patreon comment. How is the progress on this coming along? I'm guessing it was a picture of the Tomb Kings?
Yeah, skeletons.
Yeah.
Skeletons. Tomb Kings, yeah.
Are you going to get the painting and games in by the 1 year time frame? If not, I know a random patron. Good luck. Well, I'm sad to say, Warrior Pair, that you were actually going to be the one who was going to win it.
Yeah,
I was able to look into the skein and predict that. But unfortunately, we played the games. Ed painted the models. I broke the dragon.
It's still broken, by the way.
Still broken. Damn it.
We did it. You know what? And it was down to, let's be real, though. Let's be 100%. It was basically 1 week away from the deadline.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
I'll say 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah, oh yeah. Very
I stepped up.
Yeah, Blake stepped up big on that one, dude. He's a real hero, dude. So, Warrior Pair, if you want to be mad at somebody, it's got to be Blake.
Yeah, I'll take it.
He stopped you from getting your
He stopped it. He shut it down.
Your gift.
And I think this is a comment on the most recent episode where we talked about Old World a lot. Username Sjap?
Jap.
Jap.
He's the guy that posted in the Patreon his setup with the extra shelves got drilled in.
Oh, very nice looking shelves.
From Amsterdam. Our
This
man
is
in
right.
Amsterdam.
Okay, all right. I locked
If I
in.
ever get to Amsterdam, this is a promise. If I ever get to Amsterdam, Shap can tattoo me.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Woo.
Okay.
Full
And
back.
that goes for the two of you as well. It could be a small little, just a very modest,
I won't.
very modest
I won't.
thing. Okay, never mind.
But you could get one with you could get my name on your body, and you could get Travis's name on your body.
Fair enough.
Okay.
'Cause your body's already garbage, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
My body's a temple.
Yeah, mine's a temple too. Yours is a slum.
Great episode again. About Old World, I got exactly the same feeling as Blake. It is too freaking complicated. Archaic rule set! ! They did the same with Necromunda. Almost the same original rules, slow gaming, too complex, not streamlined. For starters, I have a Bretonnian army. Played some fantasy in the 90s. Military went on with 40K. The fantasy movement mechanics were absolutely not my thing. Then came AOS. They had Bretonnian data sheets at the beginning. It worked perfectly. Played a few games. Now,
Did everything right.
Now they got back to the old world without changing much. They could have created a modern rule set. Missed opportunity. While I don't feel exactly the same as you, I understand everything that you're saying here. And I would really like to see a modern Warhammer fantasy, like that is taken all of the things that the square base realm has created, taken stuff from Game of Thrones, from Kings of War, and done
Conquest.
something. No, Conquest can go suck itself.
Sure enough. That's right.
I'm not a Conquest guy, dude. Round bases on square pegs.
Yeah, dude, it's so ridiculous.
That's so you can pull them off the square
Yeah.
bases and play a round skirmish game with them.
Yeah, it's really
That
weird.
sounds awful.
Yeah.
You're supposed to buy a miniature, and if they don't work for another game, you throw it away and you buy a new one.
Yeah. They're like condoms.
One-time use miniatures.
Yeah.
Well, thanks guys for commenting. We appreciate it. All right. Awesome. Okay. Now all that business is out of the way. Let's do our hobby commitments.
Okay, I got this.
Whew.
You remember what yours was? This was a while ago now. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Hobby commitment.
Now I just typed in fat red beard guy painting Warhammer models. And that's what it gave me. I did do Big Nasty B painting Warhammer models.
Is that your brother?
Yeah.
I'm the only redhead in the family, but it gave me some weird, it was Big Nasty B painting miniatures. And it was like a weird, modern art of 5 witches with their hairs up. And it was really, I didn't get it. I kind of just looked at it quickly and then moved on.
You got scared.
Yeah. In fact,
it looks like you're painting Space Wolves here, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Actually, you know what? Let's see.
Okay.
Next time,
I got real scared there for a minute too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, never mind. It's okay.
Yeah, let's not click.
You know what? The thing is, what I have here, I'm just trying to find the video with the witches. Anyways, so my hobby commitment was to paint 12 goblins.
Oh. 12 or 16. All of them goblins from SOB.
Okay, yeah. Well, whatever the number was, it was 12.
It was 12.
Okay. It turned out to be 12. Okay.
Okay. All right.
That's 12.
Hey, you did it, dude.
3, 6, 9, 12. Now, here's the deal. I did a dirty slap chop, and man, some of them look horrible. And I tried mixing different colors of the speed paint to get variations on the skin tones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely skin tone variation. Yeah.
There's mixed success. And then how ugly and horrible is that? Grainy. And get a real good look. I can't do eyes. I started to do the eyes, but it was so ugly, the big red eyes, that I just put black on all of them, covered up all their eyes.
Oh, no, that's fine. Do it. I think that's perfectly a reasonable approach to
They're
eyes.
very scary now, dude. Their eyes are just empty.
Yeah.
Just black voids.
Now,
Listen,
I did use. Go ahead, bud.
I'm going to say this again, and I think your slap, your Zenithal is still too dark.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Well, my next time I'm going to be doing them. I'm going to be working on the airbrush Zenithal.
Whoa,
that's my next step.
Okay.
So this here, I actually mixed in some scale 70, some scale paint.
Okay.
With the speed paint, did not do good. It was a really weird mixture.
Oh, you mixed two brands of paint together?
Just tried it, just on that one. Overall,
good experiment.
Good experiment.
I did mix contrast with speed paint before, and it
that
did
worked
work.
Okay. They must have a similar medium then.
I think so. But mostly it was just mixing speed paints together in various arrangements, and then boom, there it is.
These are great for board game miniatures.
That was the whole point.
Oh.
There you go. Look at that.
There's absolutely nothing wrong. I'm just saying that if you made a lighter Zenithal, where like the darkness was really just in the recesses, I think you would be more happy with your end result.
Now the problem is, I was dry brushing these puppies, and they were tacked to the handle.
Uh-huh.
So if you're going to be dry brushing something heavy, you have to take it off the tack,
or you just put your finger on the base.
Yeah.
Even then, I'm just going to. Either way, I did it.
Good job, Blake.
I'm proud of you. I actually, since you never shared any pictures of him, I didn't think you did it.
Well, now you know.
And well, I try not to share pictures too because I save it for the show. But the thing is,
I don't do that.
I really liked your presentation, Blake.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It was great.
You're welcome.
I loved it.
Maybe I can pull up an
Patreon.
image of those witches in a second.
Yeah. While you're off,
be careful.
Don't get scared, Travis.
I have no idea what. I mean, I have done a ton of hobby, but I don't remember what my commitment was. I know it was a Space Wolf thing, right?
It was Captain and Librarian Terminators finished.
Oh man, I finished those so long ago. I don't know if I have any pictures ready to go.
I've seen those.
Yeah. I mean, they're done.
I've seen the
I think
pictures.
they turned out.
I know you're done.
They turned out good.
Sweet.
I did it. Yeah,
You did it.
They're finished, and I played with them. Well, I guess I didn't play with the Librarian yet, but
mine was Tomb Kings. I said Tomb Kings. I'd already finished my 1250. I'd already finished the Scorpions, so I wanted to secretly paint up stuff for Travis to use. So I did a catapult, a Screaming Skull catapult. I did two Colossi. And what was the other thing? That was it, right?
Yeah, because you already had done the Scorpions.
Yeah. Okay, so it was the two Colossi and a catapult. So those were done and they were played with.
They were awesome.
Pretty easy.
Pretty good.
Okay, so Blake, do you have a commitment that you want to do, knowing that it could be quickly upon us?
I got six more Brimstone models to do. They're called Custodians of Targa. Custodians of Targa.
Were those goblins brimstone?
Yes.
Okay. Travis?
Well, Logan Grimnar is basically done.
Yeah.
The sleigh one. I'm gonna do an oil wash on him tomorrow, but like that's a pretty easy step. That's not really a hobby commitment, I don't think.
Okay.
So I'll say I have 5 Infernus Marines that I got the base coat down on, like the airbrush,
Right.
the 2 tones of the wolf paint that I do through the airbrush. So I'm gonna try and block those guys out, get them ready to be sealed by so I'll get them up to oil wash ready. There. That's how we'll say it.
Oil wash ready,
Okay.
baby.
5 Infernus Marines, oil wash ready.
OWR, dude.
I think, man, this is rough.
Well, we got a chaplain to think about.
I know, but when am I going to get this
Dude,
chaplain?
I'll go
Tomorrow?
and buy it tomorrow.
Okay. All right. I'm going to build and prime a chaplain.
What happened to this chaplain's arm? That's what I want to know.
It's
I have a lot of it's the Indominus set, the one that came with Necrons and Space Marines. Remember that one? The 9th edition
from way back then. Gotcha.
Yeah. And so
so that sprue's
I
been
have them on
around
sprue
for a long time.
Yeah.
I have most of those guys still on sprue. It's just,
Do you think maybe you
I don't know,
used the arm on something and forgot about it?
No, because it's weird.
They're kind of
They're
specific.
the push fit.
Yeah, so they're
they're very
specific.
push fit, and it's like his arm, and then maybe like a pole and his leg, because it pushes into his other.
I bet you it just snapped off at some point. You'll find it in some box, like you found like Logan's arm, like 2 years later. Remember that?
Yeah, it was weird. Oh, that's Big Nasty B right there.
That's Big Nasty Blake painting models.
I see it. I get it.
I don't.
Dude, I don't. I mean, Ed's the dream analysis person. Obviously, this is some sort of dream thing.
It's not models. It's models.
Yeah, those girls are the models.
And you have a big bucket of paint, and you're going to paint their naked bodies.
Well, they're not naked.
They're not yet.
Big Nasty B. Maybe they're thinking
Big
like
Nasty
insects. Because what did you say, Blake?
Big Nasty Blake.
It's a Big Nasty Blake.
Interesting, right?
It's almost like this girl right here in the middle has some sort of belt, like a
but
like
there's
a locking belt mechanism.
I think that's Blake right there in the middle of her chest.
That's me. That's the middle of head up there. Right there.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not. This is a wild picture.
It is.
Yeah.
That's the tattoo you're gonna get?
Yeah. All right.
Good thing Shap's a Patreon because you can see this picture.
Take a screenshot.
How many hours would this take?
Yeah. I could only be by for an afternoon. Anyways, that's that's something.
Paints.
It's weird. AI is like a weird dream space where you know how our dreams are fragments of different things in our subconscious that we're grappling with, that we're thinking about, and they get mashed together in a weird way and they get projected into us. That's what dreams are.
Yeah,
literally that's what these AI are. They're just fragments of information being dumped into a database, and then the payload gets dialed in and it shoots out whatever left. It shoots out whatever the combination is. Anyways.
Yeah, but sometimes they can be like very, very good. And other times they could just be real bad. I guess
just like AI art, just the dreams. It's something.
Yeah.
It's something.
Sometimes dreams are very good. Sometimes they're not.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Patrons, a lot of visual gags for the patrons this time.
Oh, we got a lot of new ones. Welcome.
Yeah. Okay, so are you ready to talk about Crusade? Because
I-
Travis had a lot of opinions.
Did you buy a book?
You have to.
Did they release a new book?
This is the
You know
second
what?
Crusade book that they've released in 10th edition.
There's a pre-order for a third one called Armageddon.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a third Crusade.
Well, I kind of like, and I haven't been playing. Are we all gonna give
locked
feedback on what we
We're
think?
locked
Do
in.
we want Blake to start off?
You know what? And because the thing is,
He's
I'll be able
played
to
the
react
most.
and have. Yeah, I kind of like that they release new Crusade books. A
Okay.
new setting, a new set of missions, some new gimmicks, a new storyline. So I kind of dig that. It's not like, oh, here's the rule set. Okay, you're gonna do this over here. I like that. Shows that they're putting some attention to it.
Yeah.
And maybe this Armageddon, maybe it's like the Necron. That's the Necron one, there, the one that you have, the Pride Nexus.
Yeah.
So maybe this Armageddon one is going to be focused on orcs and Imperial Guard. Because why not create these Crusade? Why not create Crusade games? And a campaign for the existing lore in the world that's lore that's in 40K.
Yeah.
You know, like the devastation of Baal. That was the storyline that you can read about in all those books about the Tyranids and the Blood Angels. You know, so why don't they just, this is the devastation of Baal Crusade book.
I always pronounce it Baal.
Baal. Anyways,
Baal.
that's my big takeaway. That I even though I'm not playing it, it is nice to see that it's being used, and it seems like it's better than the first Crusade rules.
Whoa.
The 9th edition Crusade rule. This is, I will say this right now, far superior to 9th edition Crusade rules.
Yeah.
Easily.
So easily.
So how many games have you guys done so far?
3. We've done 3 1,000 point Crusade games. And I think I finally, after the third game, I get it now. I understand Crusade.
Do you?
I do.
I still don't.
Well, but
okay,
you have a really, it's like I reread the rules, now that I've played it, and I'm like, okay. But also, I am starting to understand how Crusade can be fun. Like how it actually is intended to be fun, if that makes sense. Like, I know the idea of Crusade. Oh yeah, so like your army progresses over this campaign. I understand it. But now I'm starting to see how specifically this rule set of Crusade, how one can make it fun. And it's coming up with silly names for your units. That's the key.
I've already done that.
I mean, my Dreadnought Ron Swanson, like, I freaking love him, dude. Although he did die, but he came
was he
back.
out?
No,
he's back.
He didn't even get a battle scar. But this last mission, my leader, my captain, my Terminator captain, he got a battle scar, and it was kind of a bad one. It reduced his movement by 1 and made it so that he could not advance anymore. So he got like a leg wound. And it's like, so that means my whole squad would be movement 4 and unable to advance. So I ended up paying the points required to get rid of the battle scar.
Wow. Took the coward's way out. A real person who's playing in this campaign would continue playing him with a battle scar, at least for 1 game.
No.
Because he coming into that.
But you know what?
He's injured.
He's not. He's not going to be. He's not going to be in my next game because he's recovering.
Well,
that's the role playing I'm doing, because Logan Gribnar's stepping up to the plate.
Yeah,
in his Slay of Wonder.
All right. Okay, buddy.
So, yeah. So there's a lot going on in this campaign. And it is kind of a lot to keep track of, but not really like post game. It's really simple. You just kind of you keep track of like which units killed another unit, and because that's important, and you keep track of what missions that you did. But there's this whole overall thing. There's like 3 resources that you're dealing with. There's your requisition points, your requisition points. There's Blackstone that you're trying to gather. And then I guess the other one's not really a resource, but like your army gets like a crusade value, which determines, you know, whether your opponent gets an advantage or something like that. And the Blackstone could be used to like give your whole like faction, your whole side, like benefits, which we haven't really delved into yet. But I'm really starting to like all the stuff that you could do as you level up your units. There's some really cool like benefits. Like my Dreadnought has a +1 OC, which is great. Gosh, what did my Thunderwolf Cavalry got something that was actually pretty great. Oh, +1 to their charge. Like whenever they charge, they get to add an inch to the charge, which is fantastic for that unit. They have like specific categories. You have character upgrades, you have infantry upgrades, mounted cavalry upgrades, and vehicle upgrades. And it's been pretty cool. Like I do say that the Goonhammer Administratum website it feels essential, because I feel like it would be a lot of cumbersome bookkeeping, but they made a really nice website that one person in the campaign has to subscribe to their Patreon to unlock its full access for like the whole campaign group.
Wow.
But I think you know, big ups to Administratum from Goonhammer. That's pretty good. Hey, it's the sort of things like, oh, you know, I wish GW just created, you know, something like that, but they're not good with website stuff.
Big ups to Andrew for subscribing to their Patreon.
I'm the one who did it. Like,
oh, well, big. Wow, what are these guys doing? They're offering nothing. Well, good job.
A place to play.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, a place.
So Ed, you've just kind of been playing the games and haven't really looked at the leveling up side of things that much. Is that my understanding?
Yeah, I was playing the games, you know, because the reason why I signed up to do this Crusade is a way to kind of force myself to play 40K regularly. And I figure if I can play once a month, it'll be good for me, and it'll be good for the show, because what are we doing if we're not playing games? But so the first couple of games, like I kept kind of notes. I know our first game we kind of kept track of things, you know. The second game kind of kept track of things, but this third game I made sure I brought a pad of paper and a pen. I listed all my units, and I made sure each time a unit killed something that they got the points. And I know that I should be probably higher in certain things than I should be, you know what I mean? So I kind of like hindered myself, but now I recorded that game, so I kind of understand.
You're the one that recorded it. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. So you get the XP, basically units level up every 3 units that they kill, essentially. That's the simplification of it. And you could always like kind of like nominate like a champion who gets some bonus XP.
Oh yeah.
Like the all-star. Every game that you play in the Crusade, you can nominate one unit to automatically get
3 XP. Yeah.
3 XP.
Yeah. It's a good way to target specific units that you want to level up.
Or heal, right?
No, that's requisition points are
different,
used for getting rid of battle scars. But yeah, like I had a lot of requisition points, and so what I did is I upped my my maximum point value already to 2,000, and I added in all the units I'm going to have at 2,000 points. And what that
Yeah.
means now is, like, the next game I play, I can switch out what units that are actually in that game. I've made my roster bigger. So like I dropping my Infernus Marines and my captain who got injured. He's gonna sit out one, and I brought in Logan on his sleigh. So it really drastically changed kind of like how my list works. But my Thunderwolf has been doing a lot of work, but having Logan in with them is going to give them a way bigger punch. And I'm excited to see how that change.
Well, it's going to be interesting.
Go ahead. No, I just had a clarification. So you guys are going up next round to 1,500 points?
No, it's still 1,000 points.
Well, but there's 4 people there.
There's 6 people.
There's 6 people. There's 6 people there. So we're doing
my bad.
two games at 1,000.
Dumb. Okay. Yeah. So here's the deal, though. So you technically could have saved your requisition points to keep you at that lower limit, because after the first round's done, everybody's going to go up.
Nope.
Only if they have the requisition points. We're going to start playing 2,000 point games, and if someone spent all their requisition points on healing their troops, they have to play 2,000 point games with only 1,000 points.
Okay, that was
so what I did. Everyone has to do that.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So
got it.
So I just did it now so I could have a bigger list to flexibility. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what's interesting for me is that I can use those rec points to bring in my Stompa the next game.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And just wreck face.
Just be a Stompa and 1 unit of orcs.
Yeah. That's all I need.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun, right?
I do think, this brings up, like, I think one of the problems with 40K is that because these are all people who are new to the 40K hobby, like have been playing for less than a year. I think all of them, and their intro into 40K, all the information they get is how to play competitive 40K.
Yeah.
And I think everyone in this group is building a competitive 40K list. We're playing on competitive table, terrain setups, because that's what these people know. I mean, it's all the internet talks about is competitive 40K. And I think that's probably why you're having like some tough times. Like, I mean, I went up against the squat. It was a brutal list, man. It just he completely tabled me, but I still won the mission, which is odd and also a little bit satisfying.
So
even when he wins, he can't be happy.
Okay, so I was also a defender in that mission type.
Mm-hmm.
I got tabled. I still won, but I wasn't. I felt really defeated in that game.
Mm-hmm.
For
it doesn't feel good
reasons.
when all of your models get killed.
Yeah.
Pick up your toys, mate.
It doesn't feel good at all, and the problem that I'm having with this is I don't know how good orcs are. I don't think they're very good for some reason. And so they he deployed really close to me, right?
Yeah.
And so I was able to charge him first turn with a lot of my stuff. And I made a tactical mistake. I deployed the guys out of the vehicle that they were initially started in, and I forgot to move them up and then charge them. So I failed one charge, but all my other charges got off, right? So if I'm an orc player and I'm not good at shooting, I feel like I should be better at close combat. But it seems like when I'm playing, I'm going into close combat and I'm the one charging, and I'm getting decimated in close combat. And I can't understand. I mean, I kind of understand. It's because it seems like Space Marines are constantly getting +1s to this and
Oath of
re-roll
the
all of these.
Moment.
So many re-rolls and plus things, and I want it, and I mean, your friends don't listen to this podcast, right?
I don't
Travis?
think so. No.
Okay, so the guy that I was playing, he killed one of my units, and he kept saying, "Oh, I get a +1 to this." So he's hitting and wounding on such low numbers; it's almost impossible for him to miss anything. And so after I picked up my guy, I'm like, "What's giving him this +1 to wound?" Right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, that's not that guy. I was thinking it's the other guy." And I was just like, "Okay, well, okay, I guess we'll just leave him off the table because we've already gone through combat." But that part was frustrating.
Okay. People
but
getting their rules wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's frustrating.
But even with that rule being wrong, it just seems like Space Marines have all these bonuses to every die roll they have.
Yeah, I mean, because in general, Space Marines should be wounding orcs on 5s. Because orcs are toughness 5, and Space Marines are strength 4.
No.
But
why are you
Orcs
saying no to
toughness
that?
4?
Orcs are toughness 4?
Orcs are toughness 5.
No, orcs are toughness 5.
So a regular boy is toughness 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes him an orc.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
Okay,
Come
Space
on,
Marines are toughness
4.
Orcs
are tougher than
weird.
Space Marines, dude.
No.
Yeah, we're tough, dude.
You
So
really have
maybe I
toughness?
gotta-
Boys are toughness 5?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, but their armor saves really low. So I just feel like maybe I got to be more on top of ask questions. But what was funny is your friend who's like the newest player, right?
Yeah.
And then the other guy, I was just listening to their conversation when they're setting up, and they're like, they're having this argument. It's like really subtle, but he was just like, he kept saying like, okay, but why can't it be this? And why can't it be? And I could tell the other guy who's going through some stuff.
Yeah,
with
he
his family.
was going through some family stuff.
Yeah. You could tell he was getting really frustrated.
He was,
and the other guy kept what's his name?
Brian. Brian. He's an instigator. He likes to poke the lion.
Really yeah, and they were arguing over like this 2-inch high piece of terrain, like for 10, 15 minutes. It was kind of funny to listen to, but I'm like, I wonder if these guys are going to start yelling at each other. And finally he was like, okay, thanks for clarifying that. This will work. But it was just, he was just kept saying like, well, he kept saying, well, what if I do it this way? And he's like, no, you can't do it that way.
When they started arguing about hospice, I was all like, Brian, just let it go.
Yes.
Just let it go.
Yes,
because Brian's all like, well, technically hospice is all, don't push this.
Yes.
Come on, Brian.
Yeah.
I missed the fireworks.
Yes,
yeah, man, it was a spicy.
I would have been in like, guys, listen, we're all
he was talking
That's
about
what Brian said, and that pissed the other guy off.
Yeah, he did. He's like, well, if you say he's in the hospital, then he's already dead.
Which Brian is correct. Like
yes.
to put someone in hospice, it means that like they are determining that there's no amount of care that could save their life.
Yeah.
Now sometimes people stay in hospice for a long time, but yeah.
Who was it? Was it? I know somebody who's maybe it was mother-in-law or somebody or someone they were taking care of. They had went into hospice and out.
Yeah, it can happen.
Twice.
It can happen.
Yeah.
So that means that they were like, oh, Grandma JoJo's done.
Yeah.
We're putting on hospice. And then like a month later, 2 months later, hey, Grandma JoJo's back.
She's doing great.
And then, oh, Grandma JoJo's done. And like, nope, she's back in. And then like,
it could happen.
She died in a car accident or something, or like a heart attack. Wow. She didn't even die from whatever the thing was. Anyways.
Yeah. So, me taking better notes, and I think maybe I need to change up my list.
I think you need to talk to Doug Johnson because Doug Johnson
Who?
wins tournament. Doug Johnson.
Doug
Johnson.
Johnson.
He's so far out of the game. He's so far out of the game.
He won a tournament against a bunch of narrative people.
Yeah.
In Hawaii. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I've played his Orcs list, and it's really brutal.
He has a good understanding. I talked to him too,
Yeah.
Because
I'd probably talk.
I think that maybe you are looking at this with more of a 5th edition orc mindset, and you're not looking at the orcs as a 10th edition orc.
Yeah, maybe I gotta really look hard into like the stratagems and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, am I winning games?
Yeah,
2 out
of 3 you've won. So
yeah.
And another thing to consider is, I'm pretty sure Doug would really like to hear from you.
Nah. You think so?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
He loves hearing from us. That's why I don't give it to him. Let him beg for it.
I want to go up to Doug's place at some point.
That would be fun.
Well, I don't know if you can ever do it.
Yeah.
Well, I could bring my dog up to Doug's place because he has a dog.
You're gonna take a dog in a car for 12 hours?
Well, I'll break it up. I took Dodger in the car for 6 hours already, and it was fine.
Oh, okay.
Dodger, love it.
Dodger.
You're a dog dad now, dude.
I am.
He's a killer whale.
He's killer whale in my dreams.
So here's the deal. Something that you guys brought up and made me think about it. You might, because everybody in that group, other than you guys, is a year into 40K.
Maybe 2
probably
years. No,
I mean one of them is a lot.
Yeah.
I think some of them are. One of them is super fresh.
They all started about the same time, but some of them learn things at a slower rate.
Just like not all the kernels in the bag pop at the same time.
This is true.
So the thing is, Ed, you might be in the unenviable spot of you guys are dealing with people that maybe don't know the ins and outs as well, and they could be confused about who's who and what rules do what. But if you're in a situation where you're still learning your own stuff, it's hard to be accountable for the other people's stuff. Like when we were in our peak competitive 40K age, I knew the other person's army and what they did. And it wasn't always me knowing my army that informed my choices. It was me knowing their army and their rules that informed my choices more than anything. So you got a newer crew, it's probably hard to juggle your rules and their rules, which I guess is a big problem. Someone was saying they were playing and it was just like, I don't want to have to know the other guy's rules. I just
and you really do
in
40K. You really do.
It seems like you guys are having a pretty good time. There's a nice spread out there. That's a nice little spot.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it last time. I'm sorry.
Well, listen.
When's the next one?
If you
it's up in the air still.
Find out that you're not going to do surgery before the 22nd, you can go in my place and you could just play a couple games of 40K.
That'd be wonderful.
You just be done.
One of them would be against me.
Well, I'm going to be seeing him anyway.
Who?
I'm playing Travis.
I know.
Yeah, so instead of 2 games,
whole year,
4 games of 40K.
No, the whole bit is I don't want to go there by myself.
You're going to Travis's house, though.
No, I'm talking about to the Crusade.
You're going to Travis's house.
I am.
We're trying to do a crusade at my house.
Oh, you're trying to do a crusade at your house with the guys.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I'd have to stay the night.
Yeah.
The problem is I'm signed up to play Mordheim up north with Carl, and
I have thoughts about how we could maybe do this because the next game is me and you. I was thinking of like doing me and your game, outside
separately.
and then almost thinking they do a game separately without me, and then whoever I don't know. Well,
We'll figure it out.
that's not for the pod though.
But you know what?
Nah.
It does bring up an interesting point.
Scheduling.
Yeah,
Scheduling.
yeah. Like, yeah, there's
It's
things
tough.
there.
Well, 6 players. Think about that.
2, 4, 6. Yeah. 6 players.
I think so. What we're doing is we're all playing on the same day in the same room, which I think is awesome.
It's the
But
best.
but
Trickier.
but I think the easier way to do it, it's like everyone, here's your pairings. You guys need to get together and play your games this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
how it's
you guys
written
aren't
in the
local.
book. Yeah. Well, we're not all local to each other, so it's been a very good learning experience. It makes me want to like explore the Crusade stuff more.
Yeah. I agree.
What about a trench crusade?
No,
Oh,
not interested at all.
Okay.
0% interest from me.
It's a crusade.
I'm like at like a 20% interest. Somebody would have to have a table set up,
all done. All done.
mod 2 factions painted, ready to go, based, and then run me through a demo before I can make any sort of decision.
Oh,
I'm
for
talking
sure.
any sort of decision.
Oh yeah.
On if I'm
Me
ever
too.
going to get in.
Here's my problem is like I have my hobby planned out for like the next 2 years. And there's no space.
There is no wiggle room.
There's no space in that schedule for a whole other game.
It's a tight 2 years.
Well, no, I wouldn't say it's a tight 2 years, but it's a full 2 years of hobby.
Yeah, you got a lot of Lord of the Rings to play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
that's
got a lot of paint. That's the Lord of the Rings winter.
That's fourth quarter. That's a winter. That's a winter thing I'm going to be doing.
I love it.
Yeah.
Goes with your
But here's the
movies.
thing: I've learned so much about speed paint and slapshot. That Lord of the Rings set is going to paint up like so quick.
Yeah. And here's the thing. In the beginning of the year, Travis's hobby goal was to finish Rohan and Isengard before Adepticon.
Mm-hmm.
He swapped them.
So, but he swapped them.
Yeah.
And Blake's. Let's do a checkup real quick.
Yeah, let's do a
Let's
checkup.
do a little yearly check.
Blake's was to play non-GW games at the new shop and become the #1 alpha.
I've done 2 games,
And you're the number 2.
and I'm not the alpha.
You're not the
No, it's
alpha.
far from it.
I did.
He's.
I'm getting kicked out of there.
Are
Maybe
you?
I am the alpha.
Wait, you are getting kicked out?
No,
of
no,
there?
I'm joking.
Oh, okay. My goal was Tomb Kings for 2025, and I've reached that goal. I think I need to make a new goal because I'm done.
We're not even halfway through the year.
Wow.
Well, we're about halfway through.
But how many times have you? I think. Listen, your goal was Tomb Games. I think you need to play those Tomb Games now.
No, my hobby goal
Oh,
was
your hobby
to paint
goal.
them.
Gotcha.
You got more Tomb
paint
Kings,
them.
dude, to do.
Nah, I think I'm done with Tomb Kings.
Oh, that's-
The only thing I need to do for the Tomb Kings
You got to fix that dragon that I broke.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Well, what else? You got the Necro Sphinx you can try to get.
Nah, I think I'm done with the Tomb Kings. They suck.
They suck.
Oh wait, no. I'm gonna be playing a set of games in the summer.
Yeah.
When Tom comes down,
Old world.
and then after that's done, I'm gonna put them for auction on eBay.
Oh, okay.
So gently played Tomb King's Army, fully painted, $850. What do you think?
I guess that's one way to do it.
I think it's a great deal for that army.
Pro painted.
Wow. So we didn't get to these upcoming releases, so we'll have to save that for next time.
Yeah,
Okay.
next time.
It's a good segment. And then I guess we have to save Blake's story for next time. I'm really sorry.
Just keep them coming.
Yeah.
Plenty more to come.
You know what we do have time for?
Oh,
You know what we do have time for?
What?
I think we have time for one verse from the void. How about that?
Oh.
Do you think we have time for one verse of the void?
I think we do.
Ooh, I love it.
Let me share a screen. And Travis will just have to read it from the screen. Are you ready, buddy?
Almost.
Okay. Yeah, Travis is doing some prep work here. Oh, Travis, does he have something?
Oh,
All right, here we go. I'm going to share the screen.
Welcome to Verse from the Void. There's a nurgling in my lunchbox. He giggles when I chew. He swapped my juice with plague-filled goo. I said, "That's gross." He said, "That's fair." Then danced on my sandwich in his underwear.
Oh, man.
oh, yeah.
That was, really
That
good,
was a
Travis.
verse from the void.
I love it.
Perfect. Wow.
After hold sway.